Cleveland, we are in the middle of absolute madness right now, and I am literally shaking because everything we thought we knew about this 2026 season is being flipped on its head. Welcome back to the channel where we bleed orange and brown together, and if you haven't joined the tribe yet, hit that subscribe button right now because we are pushing for 3,000 subscribers to show the league our power. Drop your name and what neighborhood you are repping in the comments below, because a massive bombshell just dropped regarding our quarterback room, and it might change our lives forever. We thought the path was clear after the way Shedeur Sanders finished last year with that explosive energy, but now the locker room is a pressure cooker every single day. Deshaun Watson just got this unexpected shot in the arm, and reports are saying he is actually the frontrunner to start. Can you believe that? After everything we have been through as a fan base, we are looking at a veteran who has been a total roller coaster versus the young legacy kid who carries our hope on his shoulders. This offseason has been the most eventful stretch for our quarterbacks, and the tension is literally suffocating because we just want to win. Shedeur showed us that grit and that fire that we haven't seen in years, and everyone assumed it was his job to lose in 2026, but Watson is fighting for his career like a man possessed right now. It is a ridiculous situation because we are caught between the future and a massive investment that hasn't fully paid off yet, and it feels like a total psychological war inside the building. Are we really going to bench the kid who gave us life just to see if the old Watson is still in there somewhere, or are we just delaying the inevitable because the management is scared to admit a mistake? You see the struggle in every practice, and you hear the whispers, and it makes you wonder what is actually going on behind those closed doors in Berea. The pressure on these two men is historical because the weight of Cleveland is on their backs, and neither one wants to blink first in this high-stakes game. We are loyal to the colors and we are loyal to the win, but this open competition is turning into a soap opera that keeps us awake at night. I want to know if you guys think Watson really deserves this lead, or if we are just setting ourselves up for another season of heartbreak while Shedeur sits on the bench. Tell me honestly if you feel that same pit in your stomach when you think about the Week 1 starter, because I am losing sleep over this decision every single hour of the day. But wait, because it gets even crazier than a simple two-man race for the starting job, and you won't believe the name that just popped up on the radar. Jacoby Brissett is currently a no-show at the Arizona Cardinals OTAs, and he is looking for a raise and an extension on his expiring deal, which has sent shockwaves through the league. Do you remember 2022 when Jacoby stepped in and played his heart out for us while Watson was away? He started 11 games, and even though the record was 4-7, he earned the respect of every single person in the dog pound because he was a true pro. Now he is stuck in the desert trying to force their hand, and it makes me wonder if a reunion is actually on the table for our Browns right now. I know some of you might be thinking, why would we go back to the past? But hear me out, because this is the raw truth. The quarterback room in Cleveland is blurry and chaotic, and bringing back a guy who already knows the building could be a stabilizing force for every single one of us. Arizona picked Carson Beck in the 3rd round, and they are clearly looking at the future, which leaves Jacoby in a very weird spot. He is coming off a rough 1-11 season, and his career record isn't exactly elite, but we know what he brings to the locker room. The emotional pivot here is real because while we are excited about Shedeur and nervous about Watson, the idea of Jacoby coming back feels like a safety blanket. They don't want you to know this, but the front office might be looking for a way out of this mess, and an unexpected holdout in Arizona provides the perfect smokescreen. It is a high-tension situation because Jacoby wants to be paid like a starter, but he might be headed for a backup role regardless of where he lands. Seriously, can you imagine the scene if he walks back into our facility after all this time? It would be pure insanity, and it adds another layer of drama to an already explosive offseason that is testing our patience as fans today. Now here is where we get into the deep theories that only the real insiders like us can appreciate, because there is a scenario that sounds wild but could actually solve everything. What if Jacoby Brissett is actually traded for Deshaun Watson? I know your jaw just dropped, because mine did too, but let's look at the redemption arc this could create for the franchise. This would be a massive trade, and it offers a way out for both teams because Watson is still owed a boatload of money, and the cap hits are going to be a total nightmare in the coming years. If we don't extend Watson at the end of the season, the charges will accelerate to over $86 million in dead cap, and that is a terrifying reality. But if Arizona is willing to take on that $46 million guarantee for this year and spread it out with an extension, then Watson could become their undisputed starter. There is no competition for him in Arizona, and he wouldn't have to look over his shoulder at a rising star like Shedeur Sanders every single day. Watson would have to waive his no-trade clause and probably take a pay cut to something like Sam Darnold money, but it would give him a fresh start away from the pressure of Cleveland. On the other hand, we get Jacoby back in a backup role to support Shedeur, which allows the kid to find his footing as the undisputed leader of this team. It would finally bring closure to this entire era and stop us from falling further into the sunk cost fallacy that has been holding us back. Imagine a world where the distraction is gone, and we can focus entirely on the future with a veteran leader like Jacoby holding the clipboard. It sounds like a dream, but it is also a dangerous gamble because it means taking a massive financial hit right now. The biggest if is whether our front office is finally comfortable taking on that dead cap to clear the air. It is just a crazy possibility for us right now during this long week of the year. Seriously, I am losing my mind just thinking about the possibilities because the numbers are just so heavy and complicated. Let's be real here, because even a straight-up trade for someone like Dillon Gabriel doesn't move the needle for us, since Brissett is more expensive and might not even beat out our current guys. The truth is that most Browns fans would probably rather have Jacoby on the roster than Watson at this point, but the financial math is a total nightmare. Unless there is a sudden and unexpected change of heart from the ownership regarding that $86 million dead cap hit, we are likely stuck. Watson is probably going to play out his fifth and final year here, and he will likely be the starter because that is the price we pay for all those years of restructuring. It is a bitter pill to swallow when you see the potential of Shedeur Sanders just waiting for his moment to shine. Unbelievable how one contract can hold a whole city hostage for so long, and it makes you feel so frustrated as a fan who just wants to see a winning product on the field. We are caught in this fast-paced analysis of trades and cap space, but at the end of the day it comes down to raw emotion and the soul of the team. I want to trust the process, but sometimes the process feels like it was designed to break our hearts. We are part of the dog pound and we have seen it all, but this feels different because the stakes have never been higher for our identity. If we keep Watson, we are betting on a ghost, and if we move him, we are paying for a ghost. It is a historical moment for the franchise that will define the next decade of football in Cleveland. I am trying to keep it together, but the uncertainty is just killing me, and I know you feel it too. We are a community that survives on hope, and right now that hope is being tested by spreadsheets and salary caps instead of touchdowns. This is the reality of being a Browns fan in 2026, and it is a wild ride every single day. I am telling you, it is just unbelievable and historical and insane. At the end of the day, we are standing at a crossroads that will determine the future of the Cleveland Browns for years to come. Whether we stick with Watson and hope for a miracle, or find a way to bring Jacoby back and hand the keys to Shedeur Sanders, we are all in this together. This is our team and this is our house, and we won't let anyone from the outside tell us how to feel about this chaos. I want to see your fire in the comments right now, because this is where the real conversation happens. Is this our year to finally break through the noise, or are we being let down by the front office one more time? I want every single one of you to speak your truth, because your voice is the heartbeat of this tribe. Are you riding with Watson, or are you ready for the Shedeur era to begin in full force? Let me know if you would take that trade for Jacoby in a heartbeat just to clear the air and find some peace. We are building something special here, and reaching that 3,000 subscriber goal is just the beginning of our takeover. Your support keeps this channel alive, and it keeps the flame of the dog pound burning bright through the darkest off seasons. Don't forget to like this video and share it with every Browns fan you know, because we need the whole city to hear this. We are more than just a fan base, we are a family that has endured the worst to finally deserve the best. I am reading every single comment, and I want to know who is repping Cleveland from across the world today. Keep that passion high and keep that energy explosive, because the season will be here before we know it. We are the toughest fans in the league, and we will get through this drama like we always do. Stay loud and stay proud, and I will see you in the next one for sure. Cleveland is our heart forever, yes. Dog Pound.